Good morning, everyone. It's Kristin at Leftovercakechat. Happy Sunday. How are you? It is another crazy week. Looks like we're headed back into lockdown. So I'm going to just have a little toast with my clean energy drink here. Rev. And I already ate my muffin this morning. It was so good. It's not cake, but it was as good as cake. And I'm actually going out to lunch outdoors today just to get out a bit before I feel like we're going to be trapped again. So we're talking live streaming your ceremony today because I feel that's like where we're headed for the next probably 3 to 6 months is smaller weddings, pop-up weddings, micro weddings, all of these things that can be recorded and then shared when we are allowed to safely gather again. So good morning, Laura. Yes, I'm drinking my Rev. Thank you. So live streaming the weddings is something that's very popular, but it's not just something that you can just hold up your phone and do and expect it to be seamless. So again, remember, you're talking to the girl that just loves technology, but technology does always challenge me. So just keeping it real, unless you are some type of video producer, make sure that you're doing the steps that I'm going to share with you. I've been through them several times, and every time is a lesson learned. And so it all comes back to testing. So it is not new. Live streaming has been happening for a long time in different versions. We did a lot of live streaming weddings in the Keys. A lot of times people would be in the military celebrating there and not being able to share that experience with everyone that they wanted to. So we would videotape it or live stream it so that they could share it at another time or with people in other countries. So it's definitely not new, it's just enhanced. And there's a lot of platforms now that you can do this on. There is Zoom, there's FaceTime, there's Facebook Live, there's Skype, there's Google Hangout. Let's see, I think I wrote some other ones down. There's an Apple product, all kinds of options. I will tell you that there are some time limitations and some guest participation capacities that happen with some of these. So you do definitely want to look into them before you just arrive at wedding day and think that it's going to miraculously all come together. I know with Facebook, you can video up for 8 hours and have an unlimited amount of people watching. I know with Zoom, you can have certain packages are like $14.99 a month, where you can allow it to record onto the iCloud and share that at another time. And I think you can have unlimited amount of people for a $50 fee. Or if you have a pro work account and your work will maybe allow you to use that, that is definitely an option. Most success with Zoom. So just if you are looking for a platform for a live stream event, I will highly suggest Zoom. And I am not by any way sponsored by Zoom. Maybe I should be. So this is an option to invite the masses. So you have had this experience now where maybe you have had to cancel or postpone your wedding, maybe once or twice at this point, and maybe you were only allowed to have 50 people at your venue the first time. Maybe you only wanted 50 people at your venue the first time. What is nice is now you can have as many people as you want if you are doing a platform that supports it. Or you can, again, have it very intimate and then share this experience with them at a later date. A lot of clients are doing a pop-up wedding, a micro wedding, recording it, and then plan to share it at a big party as soon as they can. So just, again, those are the options. I'm going to read from my notes here. Again, test. Communication and testing is super important here. I have seen and read too many horror stories about people that did not test the equipment, did not go to the venue the day before, the week before, check the Wi-Fi connection, and test what is about to happen. The last thing you want to do is get up there in front of everyone and have it not work because it doesn't support either your equipment or the capacity that you are expecting it to. So I don't even suggest that you wait until the rehearsal. I actually suggest that you go the week before if possible and test it unless you have complete confidence in the location that they have done this before or tested it before and had no issues. I just read a story yesterday that 4 minutes into the vows, right before they were going to say I do and share the kiss, everything froze. So, people are wanting to watch that very special moment. You just want to make sure that they actually get to do that. So you can also think about your backdrops and what is happening behind you and what everyone is actually going to see. For instance, behind me right now is a giant watercolor fish. If that's not something that you want in your wedding photos or you want everyone to see, think about what you're standing in front of, what the colors are, what the colors that you're wearing. Again, you should be testing all of this to make sure that when you look back at it, at your test, it's something that you want to see. You can actually have photographs done from these. So what do you want to hang on your walls? It all comes back to the pictures. You want to position yourself accordingly in your home, in your backyard, at your venue, so that you are not experiencing things like air conditioners kicking on. Or perhaps here you might have a boat going by, so we'd want to make sure that we are putting you in a position where noise is not going to become a factor. Do not place the microphone next to the person playing music. Probably not going to be able to hear very well everything else going on, unless, of course, that's all you want them to hear, and that's fine too. But again, just think about your surroundings. Save something. So if you are planning to do a larger event after this and you want to save something special, you can save your actual wedding dress. You can wear something cute and fun and different than you might actually wear at the reception. Or you can have a cute and fun dress and wear your very formal dress for your live stream wedding and save another dress or special bouquet, special shoes, things people might not be able to see the details of that you want them to if they're watching you live stream. After that, let's think. So you can still be interactive. So you lose people as we live on Zoom these days. You do start to lose people, I think, at about 30 minutes. I'm not sure how long you want your ceremony to be. The average ceremony, unless you're in a Catholic church, usually takes place at about 10 to 15 minutes. So after the ceremony, you can have, my suggestion to my clients is to have some music playing as people are arriving. Perhaps the camera focused on something kind of meditating, special, pretty. Have music playing, have your ceremony, perhaps do your toast with everyone. Ask them to grab something and do a toast with you. You can put this on gallery view in Zoom, for instance. I believe you can in Facebook as well, and toast with everyone. And perhaps even do a cake cutting or cupcake sharing or even your first dance. So again, you can still share very special moments that you would be sharing with everyone at your wedding for this live streaming and make that happen in about 30 minutes. We have done it where we have actually, for our clients, mailed out little champagne splits, cake pops. We've asked people to actually dress up in certain colors and still be festive and taking part in this wedding experience, so it can still be fun. And you don't even have to mail an invitation. You can actually do an electronic save the date, but you can also just have people be interactive still. We know it's not the same as gathering, but we are trying to give you some really fun alternatives. A client that's getting married, that was getting married for Mardi Gras in New Orleans, is going to have a Mardi Gras party via Zoom. So I'm not going to talk too much about that because it hasn't happened yet and I don't want to be a spoiler for it. But if you have any interest in something, we do have some really cool things we're planning to mail guests. And as you can imagine, they do include some really cool masks. So let's see what else. Again, just really be cautious of where you're placing, for instance, tripods, speakers, things that you just want to make sure are not coming through your actual recording. You want to check out the time of day and the lighting as to where you're actually going to hold your ceremony being streamed or your event being streamed. Lighting is key. You don't want to have shadows. So you want to make sure, again, the time of the day that you're probably testing this the day before, making sure you have proper lighting, no shadowing, and again, no sounds. Overhead lights are extremely intrusive too, I am told by the videographers. I am not a video professional. I highly, highly, highly suggest, if this is something that is important to you, which I hope your ceremony is, that you hire a professional. There are so many videographers right now that are willing to jump in and help and taking smaller packages because they know they're not going to be getting the 4 to 6 hour gigs that are happening that they're typical and used to. So reach out, get quotes, find out if they've done it before, find out what type of equipment they have. Make sure that you're actually getting a date that they're going to return the product to you if it's not being recorded live and on your computer right away. This is a funny story, but it actually can happen. You are going to probably want to mute all of your guests. I actually have a neighbor, a friend, who attended a Zoom wedding. And first of all, they had troubles because the connections weren't great. So they had a little bit of struggle there. So speaking from their experience, they also had a guest that joined the wedding that apparently was a longtime family friend. And when you're looking at everyone in gallery view, most people were on mute, but she was not. And what she proceeded to do was to maybe say pick apart all of the people that she had not seen in so many years. Oh, that person has gained weight. That person has lost their hair. That person is gray. That person should not be wearing that color. On and on and on, and everyone could hear her. People could not text her fast enough. She was not paying attention to the chat happening, and she was not looking at her phone. As you can imagine, awkward, very, very awkward. So we hear about the guy at work that, shows up in Zoom and forgot his pants. I think I'd rather be caught without my pants than have that happen. So again, mute everybody upon entrance. It's a little tricky. My 5 tips. My 5 tips are hire a professional, test, and retest, to discuss and communicate it with everyone on your team that is in this production. Your officiant, your planner. If you have a planner, I hope you have a planner. And maybe it's even a virtual planner, but the virtual planner can still communicate this to everyone involved. Your officiant, your musicians, make sure your musicians are comfortable being videoed and don't mind their music being played to everyone. I'm sure they won't, but again, it's just etiquette to ask. Ask your florist, and the timing of setting up to make sure that it doesn't interfere with your. Again, most people want 30 minutes, so you just want to make sure everything is set and ready in the 30 minutes prior to. What else? Then you can share. So you have this done. You actually can share it not only at an event that happens later. If you plan to not do an event later, you can still share all of this. You could actually send out your wedding notification if people were not able to join with a copy of the Zoom link. Maybe they are unable that day to be there with you. But this is absolutely something that you can document your story. It's part of history. We are all in this together. It's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to wait, and that's okay. This is a way to celebrate. At Swivel Group Events, we actually do a lot of virtual planning. We have for many years as destination wedding planners. We're quite accustomed to working with people virtually. So if you need some assistance, reach out to us at swivelgroupevents.com. We also have multiple solutions through the bridal retreat. The multi-day retreats are not happening until the end of 2021 right now. However, we do have planning moons in our Florida location where couples can come and escape and plan with me safely in a clean and safe environment here, little escape. We also have the I Do in 30 days set of affirmation planning cards. If you choose not to hire a planner and you just need some guidance over the last 30 days of your wedding. And just a virtual call. If you just want to talk to someone for 30 minutes or 3 hours, you can set up a time to chat with us and we can help you and walk you through the situation that you currently have or the situation that you think you're going to have, perhaps after the holidays. so many people get engaged at Christmas and then New Year's and then Valentine's Day. So we are preparing for a very, very, very busy season. Love is not canceled, even though large weddings might be. So reach out to us. Don't give up on your wedding dream. There's still things that can happen and ways that it can happen. On that note, it is 10:15. I'm going to say goodbye for today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Reach out to me. If I didn't answer any questions that you had, you can email or Facebook message us, and we will respond to you accordingly. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Have a great Sunday. Bye.